Recording in progress.
Yesterday you studied super keyword. What is super keyword? Object reference. Object reference we can also call reference variable. Why we are calling like that? It refers superclass memory, not superclass object, superclass memory only. Okay. Will it come implicitly? No. When we are tried explicitly, superclass member, subclass member names are same. Member names, member nothing but variable or method. Either variable or method. You can call it a member. Superclass variable, subclass variable names are same. Superclass method, subclass method names are same. In that situation, we can use super keyword to access superclass member. Okay. Super keyword we have to use. It is not completed. We'll see. Before going to this one, you studied this dot, you studied these brackets, you studied these arguments. Like this you studied. Okay. What is this? Object reference. We can also call reference variable. Why we are calling like this? Because it refers object. Which object? Current object. Will it come implicitly in the instance method? Yes. Will it come implicitly in the class method? No. Will it come implicitly in the initialization block? Yes. Will it come implicitly in the static initialization block? No. Will it come in the constructor? Yes. When we have to write this dot explicitly, whenever local variable and instance variable names are same. If you want to access instance variable, this keyword explicitly required. Okay. This bracket semicolon, what this line will do? It calls default constructor of current class. What this line will do? It calls parametered constructor of current class. This dot, can I write in second line? This dot, we can write in second line also. These brackets, can we write in second line? No. These arguments, can I write in second line? No. This one we can write. This one we cannot write. This one we cannot write. Okay. Like that only. Here also super dot is there. Super brackets is there. Super brackets arguments also we have. Like this we have. Okay. This dot, super dot, this bracket, super bracket, this argument, super arguments, like that we have all. This dot, super dot for variables and methods only. These are for constructors. Now, super dot yesterday completed. Okay. Now, next concept, super bracket semicolon. Note. It is implicitly present as a first statement in every constructor. It is implicitly present as a first statement in every constructor. It is implicitly present as a first statement in every constructor. It calls default constructor of superclass. It calls default constructor of superclass. It calls default constructor of superclass. Next, super arguments. It calls parameterized constructor of superclass. It calls parameterized constructor of superclass. Note. These brackets are these arguments are super brackets are super arguments must be a first statement. In a constructor. This bracket semicolon or these arguments semicolon or super bracket semicolon or super argument semicolon must be a first statement in a constructor. It calls parameterized constructor of superclass. Here, these brackets, these arguments, super brackets, super arguments must be a first statement in a constructor. Must be a first statement in a constructor. I'll explain. You observe super bracket semicolon. It is implicitly present as a first statement in every constructor. In every constructor, super bracket semicolon implicitly present. It calls default constructor of superclass. Here super arguments. It calls parametered constructor of superclass. This bracket semicolon, this argument semicolon, super bracket semicolon or super argument semicolon must be a first statement in a constructor. In these four, one only possible. So by default, this one comes. If you write this one will not come. It is overridden. Okay. Now, if you write any other, then that one will be there. If you don't write anything, this one will be there. In every constructor, first line, this statement is present implicitly. In every constructor, it will be there. Now, I given this dot, super dot, this brackets, super brackets, these arguments, super arguments. Okay. Here you observe these two for variables and methods. These four for constructors. This dot, super dot, these two for variables and methods. This dot implicitly present, but super dot implicitly not present. This bracket, super bracket, this argument, super argument, this is implicitly present. These are not implicitly present. Okay. This dot, super dot. These two variables and methods. Here confusion will be there. I'll give a 100% clarity. You concentrate, work hard to understand. This dot, super dot, what purpose we use is to access variables and methods. To access variables and method that is required. This dot refers current object. Super dot refers superclass memory. Using this, you can access complete superclass members, subclass members. Super dot, only superclass members we can access. This dot explicitly required if local variable, instance variable names are same. If you want to access instance variable, then only required. Super dot explicitly required if superclass member, subclass member names are same. If you want to access superclass member. And these brackets, these arguments, super brackets, super arguments, these four, in these four, this is implicitly comes. These brackets, it calls default constructor of current class. Super brackets, it calls default constructor of superclass. These arguments, it calls parametered constructor of current class. Super bracket arguments, it calls parametered constructor of superclass. Okay. This dot, super dot, first line also you can write, second line also you can write, last line also you can write. But this bracket, super bracket, this argument, super argument, these all compulsory first line only can write. Other line error. Okay. Now you observe. Class name A. Class name B. Extends A. It is called inheritance. Okay. Here. A class default constructor. A class default constructor. Here B class default constructor. Now system.out.println A class. System.out.println B class. Now you observe. A class default constructor. B class extends A default constructor. I written. Now public static void main string args. Now you observe. Here it is constructor of A class. It is constructor of B class. Already you studied what is constructor? Special method which has same name as the class name and which has no return type. A constructor is a special method which has same name as the class name and which has no return type. Class name A, method name A. It is called constructor. There is no return type. You can call it a constructor. When constructor is called? Whenever object is created. Whenever object is created, constructor is going to be called. Okay. How many types of constructors? Two types. What are those? Default constructor, parametered constructor. Default constructor means without arguments, no arguments. A parameter constructor means with argument. Two types of constructor. Which constructor implicitly comes? Default constructor implicitly comes. When it will come? If there is no other constructor, then only comes. Okay. Constructor purpose is to initialize instance variable. Say all points you have to remember. After completion of exception handling topic, while developing application, whether constructor required or method required or this keyword required or super keyword required or inheritance required or overloading required or overriding required, that is your duty. You have to select. Present each and every concept you are learning. After completion, which concept required? You have to select. If you remember all points, then only you can select properly. See, for example, you want to buy one mobile. Now, you should know the processor importance. You should know the RAM importance about that mobile. So many parts will be there, no? Each and every part, if you are familiar, what purpose, what is the usage, everything, then you can select right mobile with the right price. Suppose if the person doesn't know about importance of processor and RAM and like remaining pixels, camera, megapixels, so many things will be there, no? Those all, if you don't know, what will happen? Just you will see only attractive, you'll buy. After buying, you'll realize this RAM is very low and the internet is very slow. Like that, you'll think. Later, you'll think, this mobile is not good, money wasted. RAM, this internet speed is very less. Like that, you'll think. And sometimes camera good, but processor very low. And processor speed also important. RAM memory also important. Camera also important. Everything, if you take high configuration, high configuration, if you take, definitely that will be 40,000 will be there. But what they'll do, processor, low processor they'll use. Camera, megapixels, many pixels they'll use. Then price will be less. And few people, then camera pixels will be less. And the processor high speed will be there. Like that. Then price is less. But camera also, pixels, megapixels, more pixels will be there. As well as processor speed also high speed. And RAM also more memory. And even storage also more storage. If everything is full, everything high configuration is there, definitely that is 40,000 will be there. What they'll do, they'll make it different types. They'll make it confused. That's it. Okay. First of all, you have to decide what purpose you are buying mobile. Based on your requirement, you have to select right mobile. But what people will do after purchasing, they'll realize for this one, money wasted, camera is not good. Few people, they'll think money wasted, internet is very slow. Few people think money wasted, storage is very low. Few people think battery backup is not good. Different, they'll think later. But if the person knows the importance of processor, RAM, battery backup, everything, he can select right mobile, no? He can select right mobile, he can select. Suppose you are using mobile, maximum internet purpose you are using, suppose. Then you have to think about processor speed also, no? But they won't see. First they'll see only camera pixels, they'll buy. Later they'll realize camera only they'll see. That camera, quality camera will be there. But definitely in that processor will be low processor will be there. If processor also high configuration, RAM also more memory and battery backup also more, everything more means definitely 40,000. Okay. But you want within a 10,000 only, but you want everything in high configuration. Definitely you will not get. You will not get. At that time, what you have to do? You have to observe what purpose you are buying. First priority, whether you are giving for camera or internet, based on that you have to select. Suppose camera, leave it. You want only maximum browsing you want. In that situation, think about processor, think about RAM, think about storage, think about battery backup. These all you think. Like that you have to observe. Then you can select right mobile in your budget only. If the person knows everything. Like that, about processor, you should know. About RAM, you should know. About camera megapixels, you should know. About battery backup, that battery performance, you should know. Everything if you know, you can select right mobile. Here also, present you are learning super keyword, this keyword, while loop, for loop, and encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymer, all you are learning. After completion, while developing application, whether super keyword record or for loop record or loop encapsulation record, abstraction record, this keyword record, constructor record, select. Then you can develop application in a proper way. Present what you are learning, all components you are learning. Inside the mobile, what is there, all you are learning. Later you are going to select the mobile. Like that. Now present only concepts you are learning. not application. Already given. What is the difference between up to exception handling, after exception handling? I explained. No? Up to exception handling, after exception handling. Up to exception handling, if you are perfect, further Java yourself you can learn. No need to come to class also. Possible. But if you learn yourself, it will take more time. If you learn with tutor, very quickly you can learn. But up to exception handling, try to learn yourself. 50% also you may not understand. And you may understand wrong also. Up to exception handling, compulsory tutor required. After exception handling, without tutor also you can learn. But you try to learn up to exception handling, more confusion will be there. Not possible also. But after exception handling, yourself you can learn Java. It is possible. But only thing, you need to put more efforts and more time also required. Year, 1 month if you learn yourself, it will take 5-6 months also. Possible. But up to exception handling yourself, you cannot learn. If you try to learn also, you may understand wrong or you may understand 50% only, maximum. But after exception handling, you can learn Java yourself also. Advanced Java, Spring, Spring Boot, Mike, these all nothing later. If you are perfect in core Java up to exception handling. Later Java, nothing. That's what put efforts, work hard. Why I am asking repeatedly? You will remember. If I don't ask repeatedly, you will forget. That is the reason I am repeating. See, for this concept, this keyword required. Suppose you forgot this keyword. Can you understand today class? No. Concept to concept relation is there. If I don't repeat, you'll forget subject. It will be happen. Whatever you studied yesterday, today, if I ask questions, 20% subject you'll remember, 80% you'll forget. If I repeat, 20 becomes 40, 40 becomes 80, 80 becomes 100. If I don't repeat, 20 becomes 10, 10 becomes 5, 5 becomes 0. That's it. That is the reason while asking question, open mouth, give answer. Nothing will happen. You'll get a subject. You'll remember. Otherwise, you try. One day, open mouth. One day, don't open. You check it. Then you believe my word. If you open mouth, you'll get an activeness in your body. With that, you can learn subject also properly. Right or wrong, you check it out. Then only believe my word. Okay? That's what, while asking question, respond. Okay? If you open mouth, activeness comes in your body. With that, you can learn subject also. If you want to learn any subject, first activeness is important. If activeness is not there, you will not get a subject also. You'll be in a sleep mode only. It will be happen. Okay? For example, you observe, morning to night, 5 classes you attend. 5 classes you attend. How many classes you can listen properly? Think yourself. Morning to night, 5 classes you attend. How many classes you will listen properly? Maximum 3. Last 2 classes, forcibly you will sit in a class. Right or wrong, you check it out. Okay? Maximum 3 classes you may listen properly. Last 2 sessions, forcibly will sit in a class. It will be happen. Okay? But myself also morning to evening 5 class I am teaching. But in last class also, I'll be active. Reason? Every second I'll open mouth. Okay? Every second I'll open mouth. But it will not open. That is the difference. That's what. Open mouth, give answer. You will get a subject. Got it? So, morning to evening, myself also 5 class I am teaching. But last class also I'll be active. It is possible. That's what, while asking question, open mouth, give answer. You'll remember subject. You'll get activeness. Okay? Many benefits are there. Now, constructor. About constructor, you studied. Now, here, it is a A class constructor. It is B class constructor. When constructor is called? Whenever, like this respond. Okay. you'll get a subject. Now, here, new A, I'm writing. In this line, is it object created? This type of object is called anonymous object or unreferenced object. Whatever I taught, from that only I'm asking. I'm not asking new question. Okay? Give answer, you will remember subject. Otherwise, you'll forget subject. Right or wrong, you check it out. Then only believe my word. Then only believe. Daily, if you give answer, you will remember subject. If you don't give answer, you'll forget subject. Okay? Now, here, new constructor. If you write object created, this type of object is called anonymous object. We can also call unreferenced object. Okay. Now, object created, control comes to default constructor of A class. This is printed. Okay. File, save. You observe. See, first B class loaded, extends A class loaded. After that, main method called new A. Control comes to A class default constructor. Output A class printed and stop it. Java C B dot Java. Java B. Okay. And now you observe. New A, I written, control came to here. Now A class printed. Now, if I write new B, here you observe A class, B class printed. But what is happening? You observe new B, I written. Here, what is the output we got first? A class. But here new B means, first of all, control comes to B class constructor only. Now, here B brackets, it comes to B brackets only. Now, new B, then control comes here. In this constructor, super keyword implicitly present. This super bracket semicolon. It is implicitly present as a first statement in every constructor. So, here, for you, it doesn't appears. It is there. What this line will do, it calls default constructor of superclass. Then A class printed. After that, B class printed. Like that working. But this super, no need to write. Implicitly as a first statement present. Now, here also super implicitly present. Here also implicitly super present. But I given already, you observe, it is implicitly present as a first statement in every constructor. Every constructor. Now, here, new B. From here, control comes here. Super bracket implicitly. Then control comes here. Again super. Now your doubt is super class is not there. One more super class also implicitly present. That is further comes. So here also one library class implicitly present. This is further sessions comes. So here implicitly extends object also. So many concepts implicitly present doesn't appears to you. Okay. Now, what compiler understands, that format you have to learn. This dot implicitly, java.lang package implicitly, extends object implicitly, super brackets implicitly. Like this, so many concepts are there. Further, some more comes. Here also will be there. Present, this super later we'll see. Here super you can understand. Now, new B. From here, control comes here. Here first line, super implicitly will be there. Then control comes here. A class printed. B class printed. So that's what, if we create B object, A class and B class you are getting output. Okay. Example 1. Write this one. Example 1. Write this one. Year, present year only super keyword concept. Super bracket semicolon. Implicitly present. Like this, write it. Is it over? See, from year control comes to B class default constructor. From year control comes to A class default constructor. That's what output A class, B class. Output A class and B class. Output A class and B class. You will get it, A class and B class both. Is it over? Now I'll write one code snippet. What will be the output? You have to give the answer. Okay. First you observe once again. Super bracket semicolon. It is implicitly present as a first statement in every constructor. It calls default constructor of superclass. Super arguments. It calls parametered constructor of superclass. These arguments, this without argument, this argument, super without argument, super argument must be a first statement in a constructor. In these four, one only we can write. That is implicitly this one. Explicitly, if you write any other, this will not be there. Okay. This bracket semicolon, what it will do? It calls default constructor of current class. What this line will do? It calls parametered constructor of current class. What this line will do? It calls default constructor of superclass. What this line will do? It calls parametered constructor of superclass. Okay. In these four, which one implicitly comes? super implicitly comes. In these four, any one only we can write as a first statement. By default, this one comes. If you don't write, if you write any other, that will be there. Okay. Now, one code snippet I'll give. Think yourself and give me answer. Integer A. Here. A. Integer B. Here B. New B of 10. Here I'll decrease the font size. Now give me answer. Ten. How many times? One time. Any other? 10 two times. Any other? Every line, each and every concept you observe, with that knowledge, give answer. First line, A printed. Okay. Next. Give me answer. All people answer completed. How will print A and A is a variable. See, int A equal to 20. System.out.println A. What is the output? 20. Will it print A? No. If you write like this, then A printed. I didn't write double quotes. Okay. Now, those are giving answer A, B, these are wrong. Okay. How will print? That is variable. Variable value printed. If I write in double quotes, string format printed. But if I don't write double quotes, A variable value printed. Okay. How many people answer 10 one time? 10 one time. Online students. Next, how many people answered 10 two times? Online students. How many people answer error? Error. No one is there. Online students. 3 members error. 4 members error. Those who given error, offline no one is there. Next. Those who given error, why error? Reason. Those who given error, just respond in a chat box. Offline no one is there, no? Error no one is there offline. Okay. Online student, those who given error, just respond in a chat box. Why error? No value for a variable. Okay. Any other? Those who given error reason. One person given right answer. Total classroom. You observe? It is error. Reason also one person given right answer. This program will not compile. You observe? First you observe. From here, control where it comes. B class parameter constructor. In this constructor first line, what will be there? Super brackets semicolon. Is there any default constructor? No. Will it Java compiler provides? No. Then error comes no. You already studied one code snippet. You can open, see the notes. Class demo. This one I given. You can check it. It is there in the notes. Public static void main string aux. In the constructor topic, I covered this. Will it compile? Will it compile? Why it will not compile? There is no default constructor. But here also same concept, no? No, here you observe. Here implicitly what will be there? Super. Now. Here, super. Now, this line, what it will do? Default constructor. Any default constructor is there? No. Will it provide? Why it will not provide? Parameter is there. What this line will do? Default constructor. Any default constructor is there? Will it Java compiler provides? Error. Same error. No, the same concept. You observe, compare. Now, why this error? New demo. Why that error? There is no default constructor. But here super also is there, no? What this will do? Default constructor. Default constructor is there? No, error. Same concept. Same concept. You observe, this statement calls. Listen. See, one person only given right answer. That's what, listen. This type of questions only software companies. See, new demo. Listen with more concentration. This code snippet already I taught. It's already is there in your notes. You can check it if you want. 4 code snippets are given like this. If the class does not contain any other constructor, then only Java compiler implicitly provides one default constructor. This point I covered. This code snippet also I given in notes. So here new demo semicolon. If you write, it calls a default constructor of demo class. But in demo class, there is no default constructor because already one parameter constructor is there. Java compiler also it will not provide. That's what error. What this super keyword will do? It calls super class default constructor. Any super class default constructor is there? No. Will it Java compiler provides? No. That's what error. This already parameterized is there. It will not provide. Same reason. There is no other reason. That's what error. Error because there is no default constructor in A class. See, same error comes. File, save, compilation. See, actual and formal argument list differ in length. Here, it is actual. Here, actual. Here, actual. How many arguments? No arguments. Here, formal. How many arguments? What is trying? This is calling that one. Not possible. What it will call? Default constructor. Is there any default constructor? No. Will it Java compiler provides? No. That's what error. Suppose I'll compile like this. Now will it compile? Yes or no? Now this super keyword calls this one. Now compiled. Then output 10 one time. Then output 10 one time comes. Okay. First you write this one. It's an write this one. Write error. But answer right or wrong, try to give answer. That is important. You'll get a thinking power. Just write the notes. I'll explain once again. I'll explain, right? Clear? Okay. So 10, 20 members for every question they are responding. Like that only I want all people. 10, 20 members they are giving. For every question they are responding. Answer right or wrong, leave it. Giving answer important. Error because there is no default constructor in A class. Error because there is no default constructor in A class. Is it over? Here implicitly super bracket semicolon. Error because there is no default constructor in A class. Okay. Just you observe execution process. You observe at the command prompt. At the command prompt will write Java B. At the command prompt will write Java B. Then B class loaded. Okay. At the command prompt we are writing Java B. Then B class loaded. Extends A class also loaded into JVM memory. While loading, after loading, main method called new B of 10. This 10 copied in B. Okay. Here super. It calls default constructor of A class. Is there any default constructor of A class? No. Will it Java compiler implicitly provides? No. Why it will not provide? already parameter constructor is there. It will not provide. That's what error. Now, if I write like this, is it valid? Yes. What will be the output? 10. 10 is the output. Suppose if I remove this complete code, is it valid? Valid? Sure. How? Implicitly default constructor comes, that is called. So either you write default constructor or system will write, but it should be there. Okay. Now here you are getting error. Here implicitly super is there. Implicitly super is there. What the super will do? It calls default constructor of A class. A class. Is there any default constructor in A class? No. That's what error coming. Suppose myself, I'll write default constructor. Is it valid? Yes. That constructor called no. That's what no error. Suppose if I remove this complete code, valid. Reason? Default constructor implicitly comes. That is called. Okay. But instead of these all, one more option is there. What you can do here, super of 20, something I'm writing. Now what will be happen? Actually here, first line, actually this one was there. Whenever you write that line, it is modified like a super of 20. Then what this will do? It calls parameter constructor. Then what is printed? 20. After that, 10. Now, here you observe new B of 10. 10 copied in B. Super of 20. 20 copied in A. 20 printed. After that, 10 printed. File, save. Now your doubt is where we use these all. Okay, further you'll understand. Further sessions you'll understand. Where we use this keyword, where we use super keyword. After exception handling, everyday required. Okay. Write this one. One more example. Example 3 or 4, write it. Now, super of 20 explicitly I written. Now, super brackets will not be there. On that it is overridden. Here, super bracket semicolon, on this we written super of 20. On this we written super of 20. It is overridden. By default super bracket semicolon. But whenever you write super of 20, that will not be there now. That will not be there. On that overridden. On this line overridden. These are most important while developing applications. See, present I give an assignment. That assignment questions are just to improve your logical skills. After getting a job, no need of factorial, no need of Armstrong number, no need of perfect number, no need of these all. That is before getting a job only. After getting a job, online shopping, online exams, online result, that is Java programming. But calculating factorial, prime number, Armstrong number, these all nothing. To get a job only. To improve your logical skill, that type of assignment now. Later assignment, I'll give different. After the object-oriented programming started now, after exception handling, different will be there. Java here, if you want to add two numbers, A plus B will write. That is also no need to write. We have a library. A plus B also no need to write. Maximum of two numbers. If A greater than B, A is a bigger, else B is, that is also no need to write. We have a library. So, after getting a job, it is prime number, perfect number, Armstrong number, strong number, these all not required. After getting a job, how to send data client to server, receiving server to client, uploading, downloading, whatever you are using in internet, that type programming is Java. Internet applications, online shopping, online exams, online banking, online charting, this type of programming is Java. That is application. But directly you cannot learn that one. It comes under advanced Java. Advanced Java onwards, that type comes. Advanced Java, very interesting. You can make it your own website also after completion of advanced Java. Like that. For that, core Java prerequisite. Compulsory. Without this, that is not possible. First class also you cannot understand in advanced Java without core Java concepts. Okay. But if you work on now, later Java, nothing, very simple. That's what up to exception handling, put efforts, work hard. Suppose this super of 20, if I write here, error. Because what will happen, here super comes one more. This is one error. It calls default constructor. Default constructor not there, that error. But one more thing, this line you cannot write second line. Okay. Why it should be a first line? If you write first line, on this overridden. If you write second line, that will be there, this will be there. Problem comes. That is the reason it should be a first statement. Okay. Now, it is not completed. Some more examples I'll give. It is a default constructor. Okay. See the code complete, you observe, because complete I cannot show in a one screen. That's what. It is A class, B class. If I make it small size font also, it will not appear as complete program. That's what. That's what, listen, concentrate. Minimum size also doesn't appear. Now, you observe, A class contains default constructor and parametered constructor. Next, B class extends A, inheritance relationship. B class also default constructor and parametered constructor. Okay, main method. Now, if I write new A from here, control where it comes. A class default constructor. This is executed, program stopped. Output, just A class. Okay. Now, if I write new A of 10, from here control where it comes. Parametered constructor of A class. It comes here, 10 printed and stopped. Okay. Suppose like that A object if we create, writing B class is wasted, no use. Actually B object required. New B, if I write, from here control where it comes. Default constructor of here. Here first line what will be there? Super bracket semicolon. Where from here control where it comes? Default consider of A class. A class printed. After that, B class printed. This is already you have seen. New B of 10. From here control where it comes. Here it comes. Next, super will be there. Next, default consider of A class. What will be the output? A class and 10. See, output A class and 10. Okay. If I create A class object, one constructor called. If I create B class object, two constructors called. But four constructor not called, no? Now, with one object only, I'll call all the constructors possible. How? You observe. New B. Okay? New B. From here, control where it comes. Default constructor of B class. Here implicitly what will be there? Super. Then where it will goes? A class default constructor. Now, divert the control from here to here. Possible or not? Possible. What we have tried? Instead of super, divert the control here. This of 10. What this line will do? It calls parametered constructor of B class. So control comes here. Okay. Here implicitly what will be there? Super bracket semicolon. It calls default constructor of A class. Here divert the control here. What you have tried? This of 20. Now you observe new B. Okay, new B. From here, control comes here. This of 10. From here, control comes here. Here super bracket semicolon implicitly. Control comes here. This of 20. Control comes here. What is printed? 20. After printing comes back. A class comes back. 10. After that, B class. Again, same order, reverse back. Okay. So from here, default constructor of B class. From here, parametered constructor of B class. From here, default constructor of A class. From here, parametered constructor of B class. Now 20 printed. It will come back A class printed. 10 printed. It will come back B class printed. File, save. See, all constructors with one object called. 20 A class, 10 B class. Write this program. This type of logic is called object-oriented programming logic. But a plus, plus, minus, minus, those are C language logic. Structured programming logic. Write the complete program. What is the output? 20 A class, 10 B class. Right. $20 A class, 10 B class. Okay. Over. Now, little bit change. I'll remove this. New B of 10. First, from here control where it comes. Parameter consider of. Here implicitly what will be there? Now I want to divert the control to this one. What we have tried. This brackets. Okay. Then it comes to default constructor of B class. Here super. It comes here. Here this of 20. Now what is the output? 20 A class, B class, then 10. Little bit change. Okay. Say previous output, now output somewhat different. See, previous output 10 A class, 20 A class, 10 B class. Now 20 A class, B class, 10. Write this one also. Write this one. What will be the output? 20 A class, B class, 10. Okay. We'll see continuation tomorrow.